What's up, everyone? This is Elijah with the App Lifestyle, the place where the world is literally in the palm of your hands. And in this video, we're going to use this as a part 2 to the Ubereats Driver tutorial that y'all watched a little while back. Now, some of y'all may be wondering what I'm talking about. There's a video done by the App Lifestyle that's titled Ubereats Driver Tutorial. And for the most part, that video is still relevant, but Ubereats has made some changes to the app that we do need to address. So if you haven't seen that video, you want to go and check that out first. But we'll address the differences between what it was back then and what it is now in this video. So let's get into it. So right off the bat, some of y'all know that Uber is now giving more information to drivers before you take the ping, which is awesome. So you'll see the customer drop-off location, the restaurant you're picking up from, and you'll also see the amount of money that Uber is paying you. Now keep in mind that this is the amount Uber is paying you. This does not include any tips. Some customers tips after you complete the delivery, but even those that tip like immediately when they order the food, that won't be reflected on your account until an hour after the delivery. So the amount you see when the ping pops up is only what Uber is guaranteeing you. And in some cases it might be slightly more, but for the most part, that's an accurate number. I also had to mention that at the time of this recording, the pandemic is still going on. So they do require one of these, which I'm not gonna put on because honestly, because I don't feel like it. But when you're delivering, it will ask you to have that on. It'll ask you to take a screenshot or a picture of yourself with it on. That way you'll be clear to do deliveries. And they'll also ask you some questions, or more so verifications about what you'll be doing during this pandemic as far as delivering for Uber Eats. It's just legal stuff to cover their own butt, but I do need to mention that is required, so just be aware of that. Probably the biggest change I need to know about is the actual dropping off of food. So before, you only had 2 options in terms of which one you would encounter. You would encounter a deliver to the door or stay in the car. Stay in the car means the customer comes to you, gets the food. Deliver to the door meant that you bring the customer their food. And now there's a third option called leave it at the door. Okay, one quick thing I do want to make known is that when you do leave it at the door, you have the option to take a photo of it. Now, believe it or not, you can actually skip this option, but I don't recommend it because you should think of this as an insurance policy in case the customer tries to do something shady, like saying you didn't deliver it or you didn't leave it at the door. So you take a picture of it. Uber's going to ask you to take a photo of it, which is good. Take that photo, upload it. Then you've done what you're supposed to do as a carrier, meaning you left it on the porch. Now, whatever happens to the food, if the squirrels get into it or someone grabs it or whatever, that's really not our concern. You want to make sure you take this photo as an insurance policy to cover your butt. And Uber has put it in the app now to cover themselves too. So that's awesome. You want to make sure you don't skip this step, okay? Some people refer to this as contactless deliveries, which is pretty accurate. So a lot of people are opting into this way of delivering because of the social distancing thing. But I do see this way kind of lingering around even after this pandemic. But that does make a difference in regards to canceling orders. So let's say if for whatever reason you can't get in contact with the customer and you need to cancel the order. Well, before, Uber would basically say, hey, you can dispose of the food any way you see fit. And by any way you see fit, I mean in my stomach, baby. But seriously, for the most part, that is still the policy, don't get me wrong. But this leave it at the door option does change a few things. So if you're canceling on delivery and it says leave it at the door, obviously it's probably best to go ahead and leave it at the door as opposed to getting rid of the food any way you see fit. The reason being is customers are, if they haven't already, they're gonna start complaining that, oh, well, he wasn't able to get in contact with me. Why didn't they just leave it at the door? That was the option. So just be prepared for that to happen. Here's the tricky part though. What if they say you need to deliver to the door and then for whatever reason you need to cancel? Do you keep the food then? I'm gonna go ahead and say the safe bet is to just go ahead and leave it at that door, even though it said deliver the door, meaning they're supposed to take it from you. Because once again, I see this being a growing problem as this gets more relevant. But customers are going to start saying, why did they cancel? They could have just left it at the door, even though they didn't select the option leave at the door. So the safe bet going forward is to just go ahead and leave it at the door, with the exception being if you don't have access to the customer's location, like you don't know where you're supposed to leave the food in the first place or take it to, well, there's not much you can do. You gotta dispose of it the way you see fit. And I'm sure we all have a common notion of what that is. But with those things being addressed, that concludes this video. So now you're fully equipped to go out and crush it. If you need more information on Uber Eats, you can check out the Ubereats Driver course, as well as other videos about Uber Eats on the channel for the app lifestyle. At this point, we've easily got over 50 videos exclusively just for Uber Eats, showing you how to master it. So be sure to check those out with the link in the description. And if you haven't done so, you want to check out the first part, which is the Uber Eats Driver tutorial, because most of the stuff in that video is still relevant. It still goes over what to expect when you pick up the delivery, drive to the restaurant, and drop it off. It's just these things I mentioned in this video, those need to be updated. I'll catch you in the next one. Get out there and crush it, and I will see you later.